Look, the map is going to be Dragonshire, definitely one of my favorite maps.
Dragonshire, it's a really cool map. One of the older maps here in Heroes of the Storm. We have the top shrine and the bottom shrine. You can control them both. Then what you want to do is then go to the dragon statue in the center, go there, acquire and become the Dragon Knight, and then you can push those lanes pretty effectively.
You know, statistically speaking, though, this is by far Tempo Storm's best battleground. They have such a high win rate here, so it's going to be good for them on this start. But we saw the bans go out. It's going to be Kayle Foss and Zeratul, and it is now Cloud9 looking for that first pick here in this draft.
All right, what will that first pick be? It's going to be a Jaina. We've seen a lot of that today so far.
Ever since the changes to Kayle Foss in the most recent patch, Jaina has kind of skyrocketed above Kayle Foss. The Chain Bomb's still quite powerful, but her kit is very strong at both sieging up and just controlling space, let alone the damage that it deals.
All right, well, 2 picks going over here, and Uther Leoric. That is a pretty common set of heroes right there, the best support and possibly the most powerful warrior in the game.
Yeah, Leoric is absolutely fantastic, always able to just ghost away. Very good when it comes to zoning, and you know, Uther, obviously, like we've said, the best support out there, you know, able to stun, so versatile as a healer. You never want to not have this guy on your team.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, with the battle of Dreadnought versus Dunk Train, because in a lot of ways that's what this is, Uther is quite a big deal. So Tempo having that, they're going to be feeling quite good about it. But Johanna, Jaina, that's quite the start. And they've been playing a lot of Kerrigan lately. I'm curious to see if that's what they want to go for, because rotations on this battleground are quite powerful.
All right, well, what will they get with this Johanna pick here? Of course, they do have one more before we enter that secondary ban phase. And of course, as you were talking about, Kerrigan, a popular hero for Cloud9, could get banned out for Tempo Storm, so maybe that is what they pick up here.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. We're still waiting for that final pick here. They obviously are limited on time, but there is still some, it looks like, deliberation on exactly who they want to take here. And it's going to be Abathur. Cool.
Wow, this is a statement. They're saying, we don't actually care what melee assassin we get. They're setting themselves up for a big melee assassin play. Go ahead, ban Kerrigan, but no, Tempo Storm removes Arthas in this situation.
Wow, that's actually really interesting to see. But let's take a quicker look here at Abathur. This guy is one of the weirdest specialists in the game. He's never on the battlefield by himself. He's out there helping his teammates, giving them little hats. If you see someone with a hat on their head, that's actually Abathur helping them out.
You know, one thing that's nice about Abathur is he can just be anywhere at any point in time. So even if, you know, one hero is taken out in a fight and that hero had the Abathur hat on, Abathur can bounce right back and get onto another hero, which can really allow you to control a battle and oftentimes zone out an opposing army.
Yeah, it's a really powerful power to have. But Tempo Storm, well, they're not going to be able to pick Zagara here because Cloud9 opts to ban that hero, saying, we know how strong KO is on Zagara, get her out of here.
Absolutely, a fantastic player there on Zagara. But looks like Vala will be picked up by Tempo Storm. Definitely looking to get one of those top ranged assassins on their side.
Well, she's great for pushing lanes, does so much damage. And a Sonya pick here from Tempo Storm.
All right, rewind, because a few weeks ago, Cloud9 actually busted out Sonya for the first time in a long time and just shredded Tempo. They have not run Sonya in I don't even know how long. It has been months. So for them to pick up Sonya this quickly after just a couple weeks, this is confidence.
Well, you know what? Worldwide, Sonya is going back to the top of the charts in Heroes of the Storm. She has absolute crazy staying potential, and she's been picked a lot to counter Leoric. Well, they already have Leoric, and now they have Sonya. So what are you going to do against Leoric? It's madness.
It's really cool to see Sonya here. Also fantastic in the mercenary camps. Cool to see that Sonya, you know, for a while was sort of out of style, and now she's back in.
I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far, but it's now time for Cloud9 to pick 2 more heroes. Now, they've got the Abathur and Johanna. Generally, when you see this, you want to pair this with a big melee assassin. On Dragonshire, I expect to see Kerrigan. They have great Kerrigan play on their team. The rotations are honestly just really scary, but they're going for Butcher!
Well, I guess if there's a hero that can solo Leoric or Sonya, it's going to be the Butcher.
Right? He is a warrior slayer. You throw that Butcher's brand onto a target with a lot of health, and it's just all kinds of fresh meat and good heals.
He's fantastic and engaging. Really cool to see the Butcher here. We still got one more pick remaining. although we don't know what that's going to be just yet here. We're still waiting as Cloud9 continues to deliberate.
Well, I think they will be picking up a support here. What support will they grab, though? Uther is already off the table. Could be
Malfurion.
Malfurion.
I think that's the safest pick to go ahead and go with a Malfurion pick.
All right.
If you can't get Uther, why not take Malfurion?
Yeah, I mean, Malfurion is so strong, Tranquility, to keep the team alive. The roots for zoning, especially on the bottom shrine. You try to step into that bottom shrine to capture it, the roots can really lock you in place. And especially when you have something like Butcher on your team, that's not something you want to have happen.
All right, one last pick, and it looks like it will be Muradin.
Okay.
Double warrior here. No, triple warrior.
Yeah.
They're going Sonya, Muradin, Leoric. This is quite interesting because Tempo Storm's a team that's known for running a triple ranged assassin composition. To be busting out triple warrior right now, they're diversifying their style.
Triple warrior has been on the rise a little bit here, especially in Korea. We've seen that pretty popular over at the OGN.
I know, no, that's super popular globally, but Tempo specifically, it's very unique for sure.
For them. Yeah.
Well, we did see them picking up double warrior compositions earlier in the day. I'm not surprised that they're switching it up a little bit. They've got to do whatever it takes to be able to make it to BlizzCon. You don't have a year like this and then get lazy for a couple of weeks and right around the time that you're going to actually qualify for the World Championships. And they are showing us that they are ready.
Also, our game is ready, so let's get hype. Let's make some noise. We're going into game number 1. Tempo Storm against Cloud9 on the map Dragonshire.
All right, over here on the left-hand side of Dragonshire, the blue team, Tempo Storm. It is going to be Zuna on Leoric, Soldier on Muradin, Arthalon on Sonya, KO on Bala, and Dreadnought on Uther. And their opponents on the right-hand side of the map in the red, Cloud9 with Dunk Train on Malfurion, King Caffeine, of course, on Johanna, Fan on Abathur, K1 Pro on Jaina, and iDream on Butcher.
The gates are now opening. We're going to see exactly where they will rotate to. Pretty common for them to actually move here as a group for a little bit. It looks like they're going to be staying in here for a little bit now, and they're actually blocking their own minions to slow down that wave.
Yeah, that's right. This is something that we've been seeing more and more commonly recently. You slow these minions down a little bit so that the minion wave will meet closer to your wall. Makes you a little bit safer in a way. But it looks like immediately Tempo Storm will clean it up.
And now we have a rotation of 3 down here at the bottom here for Cloud9. And 1 at the top, Abathur now hiding right now. It looks like it should be now a rotation from Tempo Storm coming down here to the bottom, trying to chase back Cloud9.
All right, well, it looks like it is slowing down a little bit here. We'll have to see exactly where these guys want to go as far as lanes go. Right now, the middle controlled by Tempo Storm. In the early game, they generally have control of that area and can roam very easily.
Over the top, it looks like we're going to have Sonya and the Butcher laning over there. Right now, the Butcher and Abathur comboing now. Abathur hat there, trying to drive Sonya back.
Well, you know, Sonya, definitely a good solo laner, can go against just about anyone. But again, Butcher, very tough to sustain against. He can just drain her health so quickly. And it looks like it's time for the shrines to activate.
So the shrines are now up. Again, if they control both of those, then they can become the Dragon Knight in the center as long as you can secure that for enough time. It's not so common to have the Dragon Knight taken right away unless somebody makes a major mistake. A lot more of the early game here is really about soaking up experience in the lanes.
That is certainly the case. Now, right now, we do see Tempo Storm attacking this bottom tower. We do have King Caffeine trying to push him back with that Abathur hat.
Important to note here is that even though both shrines are under control right now for Cloud9, it's very difficult to get in there and actually take that because Tempo Storm has 3 in the middle here. Yeah. That's one of the burdens here that we have to face.
Yeah, it's really cool to see like that. And don't forget, Abathur is not like a solid body on the field. His hat can jump all over the place very quickly, but he's not another body to just grab a shrine with, generally speaking. So it could be hard for Cloud9 to actually secure both shrines and grab the center Dragon Knight.
And now bottom shrine is going to the control here of Tempo Storm. Meanwhile, up here at the top center, we see an engage right now. Butcher trying to run back, and he does manage to get back safely over to the turret area where you don't want to over-engage just there.
Some nice body blocking there, though, by Muradin. Sonya dealing lots of damage as well. Some good, solid rotations coming out of Tempo Storm so far to try to control these lanes.
Down here, Rather over here in the mid, we see another engagement right now and a beautiful takedown there. Uther out of the game for the time being, but the Butcher though maybe a little bit too far back, trying to run back right now, getting a stun, and it looks like the Butcher does go down. Leor trying to run away, and Johanna goes behind the gate. It looks like that's going to be that. A little bit of an exchange there.
Indeed, some really nice moves going down by both sides. These guys are really having a lot of scuffles here in the early game. Now we're going to have to watch and see where will these shrines go. It looks like Tempo Storm is going to control both momentarily, and they have control of the center.
They actually might be able to get the Dragon right now. It looks like, oh, nice job there by Abathur, just trying to delay that, and another, oh, no, he's going to get it anyways. He actually manages to get over there and come in now. Beautiful play as the Dragon Knight now pushes forward into the mid lane.
Yeah, Tempo Storm really on top of things here, taking advantage of that extra body, grabbing both those shrines, and getting a very early Dragon considering the team that they're against.
Yeah, very impressive play there. Tempo Storm, though, already, really beginning to pick that lead up, and this is indicative of what we've seen here from Tempo Storm previously.
Well, right now we do have that level 7 being reached by Tempo Storm. They still have the Dragon Knight up for another 20+ seconds. In the meantime, 3 of Tempo Storm up at the top trying to push, but Cloud9 holding on, not taking too much damage yet.
I like the rotating the Dragon down here at the bottom. A lesser team would obviously just run in there and lose the Dragon so quickly, but not Tempo Storm. They're just too good. Now doing damage down at the bottom. The wall in the mid lane here has actually been torn open, making that fort pretty vulnerable.
That's right, but for the time being, it looks like the Dragon Knight is gone, and the game will slow down for a little bit. Tempo Storm continuing to push around a bit, and in fact, towards the top, we do have Sonya and Murden kind of lurking around near their opponent's side.
And so, the phase where the Dragon has been in the game is basically gone. We're going to come back now with the Shrines in just a little bit here. Over at the top right now, we have once again the Butcher fighting off with Sonya. Murden now coming in here. Nice dodge there by the Butcher as the Butcher now comes back. Good escape there from Murden.
All right, well, the Butcher continuing to hold his own in that lane for the time being. Plenty of fresh meat on that guy. But we do see that that bottom siege camp was taken. So we're going to have a nice push by Tempo Storm in this bottom lane. But Cloud9 getting their own siege ogres as well.
Yeah, the Merc camp over here in the upper left is being captured as well, as we're going to have some solid pushing coming through here. Catching the tail end of that just there. And it's going to be up to Cloud9 to try to figure out how to come back from this. The scary thing is that Tempo Storm's almost to level 10. And when they're at level 10, I mean, there's just no way that Cloud9 can really engage. And that means Tempo Storm can really bully Cloud9 back behind their base.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And if those shrines are up during that time, it's going to be very hard for them to actually hold on to any. So we're going to have to see some really crisp rotations coming out of Cloud9 to be able to deny that Dragon Knight. But for the time being, Tempo Storm pushing forward with their Knights. We do have King Caffeine coming out, doing a lot of damage here to the Mercs. And the Butcher trying to help out as well.
As you can see, the wall is close to coming down here now. Not much they can do, though. Again, level 10 to level 9, you have that heroic ability. It's just too difficult to actually get in there and do the damage. And it looks like the fort at high risk of going down. In fact, they're going to go and press beyond that. A nice stun there as we see Johanna retreating, running right now. Leor ghosting in, but then ghosting back. And this fort will 100% go down.
Yeah, it does look like it. We do have the Butcher kind of coming out and poking once again, but Tempo Storm has pushed their opponents back. And as they do finish off this fort, they should be able to grab that top shrine as well.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very nice. They actually are going to have the opportunity pretty soon here to just go down and try to take that bot shrine. Mercenary camps remaining right now, the upper right at Bruiser camp, as well as the bottom mercenary camp. So they may be trying to rotate back to that in a little bit here.
Well, look at this. All these mines slowing down the rotations of Tempo Storm almost to a comedic effect right there. Really good play by the Abathur player here on Cloud9.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. And it looks like, once again, they're going to be pushing over the bridge. You got to be careful on the bridge because, area of effect damage spells can just deal so much damage there. But they are going to try to, and this is pretty gutsy, try to come in here and take this Bruiser camp. And then the response here from Cloud9 has been to push in and actually reclaim that area and take the Bruisers for their own.
All right, well, it does look right now we do have a Butcher clone going after Leor for the time being. A really cool idea here. And going to deal a lot of damage, push him back while Cloud9 regains this ground on their side of the map.
It's going to be a tough spot here for Cloud9. We do see the top shrine being captured, but as we say that, at the same time, Tempo Storm actually captures bottom shrine, so it's still divided for the time being. No one can get the Dragon Knight.
Well, right now, it looks like the bottom Mercs are being taken out by Sonya and Uther. Tempo Storm doing some great rotating right now. Being able to come down, grabbing more Merc camps than their opponents, getting the pressure on those lanes, and hopefully for them, getting another Dragon Knight.
And down here we see Cloud9 still just on the defense. And I got to appreciate that, because I think if they pushed out too far, they would end up getting smashed here. At the top lane, we still see Leoric and I believe the Butcher just going back and forth. Now Leoric's actually going to be able to rotate up a little bit further and try to take that shrine. Let's see if the Butcher can try to come in here and deny it.
He's going after Leoric right now, putting a lot of damage on him. Now, of course, especially that Abathur hat, the Butcher will absolutely destroy Leoric, but some nice fancy micro there with Wraithwalk from Zuna to try to deny.
Looks like both, once again, a trade here in the shrines. Although there's been more of a skirmish over there at the top. Looks like Butcher may, no, he's not going to reclaim that top shrine. Meanwhile, down here at the bottom lane, continue to be pushed forward down by Jaina. Over here in the center of the Butcher, under a lot of pressure right now. It's the Orcus Vampire all the way. Nice takedown there.
Some beautiful stuns, really abusing the Butcher where he's weak, unable to latch on and take health off of his opponent. So a great pickoff by Tempo Storm. In the meantime, chasing back King Caffeine, stunning on a mouth right there. But we do have King Caffeine turning around and peeling them off.
Yeah, nicely done. We are going to see, it looks like Uther possibly go down here to the bottom, try to take that shrine. But meanwhile, up here, Leoric has to do a good job of denying any access over here to the top. But some sneakery is going on up here at the very top, because they're actually going to be able to get this shrine back here with Abathur going and taking the top. Oh,
that's right, and he gets out of there just in time. A beautiful move there. Wow, I am loving it.
Really impressive stuff. I mean, that is so risky, and so much is on the line here. Crazy stuff.
All right, well, we do have the Butcher rushing in right now on ball. Does have to back up, taking a lot of damage at the moment, and does go down before Mouse Tranquility can do anything.
And it looks like TS Dread's going to be able to take the Dragon Knight now, and another push. Going to come through here. It looks like, no way to escape there as the Butcher goes down.
Yeah, that's right. And it looks like both the Butchers are gone from this battle, so we only have 3 heroes really in it at the moment. The Dragon Knight pressing into that center area. A little bit of spreading going on. Looks like Abathur once again maybe getting a little bit cheeky up there, trying to get some experience.
Abathur is going to be very careful, because obviously the moment that you're spotted, you're basically dead. I'm even surprised that Abathur managed to Hearthstone out of there. Back there in the center, we see the Dragon Knight continuing to push, and a rotation down here to the bottom for Tempo Storm, as they're doing a fantastic job of really keeping the pressure on. It looks like they might be able to actually tear down this fort. Yeah. No, in fact, they're going to be pushed back a little bit, but again, very bruised fort, could be taken out later on at any time.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, the Dragon Knight keeping Jaina busy there in the middle, and barely caught that one. Leoric catching Abathur out and going for the punish.
Well, this is pretty convenient right now for Tempo Storm. They're going to be able to take the top shrine again pretty quickly as the Dragon Knight now expires, and we're not too far away from the shrines then, resetting.
Yeah, it looks like right now they're about to hit level 16, and there it is, up a Talontier against Cloud9, who's only level 13 right now, giving a huge advantage to Tempo Storm.
Now rotating down here, looks like they may be trying to take out the Siege Giants, on enemy turf right now, denying Cloud9, who's already in a pretty defensive position, from utilizing the mercenary camps in close proximity to them. A great play there by Tempo Storm.
Yeah, they're really utilizing this big lead that they just gained. It's fantastic play by Tempo Storm, really showing, we're always talking about how in the late game they are so strong, and you can see right here why that is.
Now rotating up here to the top. Just going to make sure that these bruisers can push in that upper lane as much as possible. We don't normally see invasions to the opposing base from the bridge, from the top lane, because it's so hard to get in there. And that's why they're now focusing down here into the middle lane.
Well, right now we do have them attacking into this center lane, trying to take down these towers, gaining that huge amount of extra experience. Nice pull in there by King Caffeine, trying to fend them off, but they will lose that entire wall.
Nice job, and never overextending here is Tempo Storm. You can see why these guys have nearly a flawless record. Now coming down here, and just going to go ahead and push in this lane as well. I believe we'll probably see the bottom mercenary camp captured here.
Yeah, it does look like Murden already going down. Dreadnought, team captain, and support coming down to help out as well. If they can get some of these mercenary camps, in fact, it looks like they're going for all of them. That's going to put a ton of pressure onto Cloud9.
I think that's great. What they're doing is they're pushing in the lanes. They're doing as much damage, whether it's destroying the fort or just doing the damage to the wall outside the keep. once they sense that they can't do any more, they go back, they take care of all the map objectives, cleaning up all these mercenary camps, as that's going to keep all those lanes pushed in so easily.
Guys, look at the mini-map in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Everything turning blue. Every mercenary camp belongs to Tempo Storm, and now the Dragon Shrines are up.
And as we can see here, again, Cloud9, I think this is the moment they might be able to push out. We're getting late enough in the game where the death timer's long enough. If they do get a good team fight and actually succeed there, maybe they can pull something off and start to push back their position, their opponent's position on the map.
Well, right now we do have a team fight going down. It looks like that one Butcher from Abathur is going to expire. And they are going to back off for the time being, so Tempo Storm controlling the bottom shrine. They have the top shrine, and Sonya's going to the center.
Yeah, there's just no way that they're going to be able to stop this. They are too good on this map. And there's the Dragon Knight again. By the way, at the top, there's still mercenaries pushing up into that lane that has to be taken care of. Just the tail end of it, though, as we see now the Dragon Knight is still continuing to try to crush forward here in the center lane.
Well, Dragon Knight coming in for a drop kick on the Butcher. Get out of here, he says. It looks like Tempo Storm pushing forward. They want to take down their first keep of the game, but we do have Dream coming back, putting a lot of damage onto that Dragon Knight. King Caffeine walking through as well.
And it does look like this keep is going to go down. Nicely done. Now, will they rotate out, around, and then go to the bottom? I believe that's what they have in store for us here. Butcher now coming in here trying to engage.
Well, it looks like Tempo Storm going to be able to get out of here just in the nick of time. Arthalon, though, could be in some trouble. Getting a little bit low on that Dragon Knight, but no, his team rotates down, helping him out. And it looks like they want to kill another wall.
And I think this is fantastic. If they already taken out mid-keep, right? If they take out the bottom keep, there's so much open area where they can go in and push that core.
That is a pretty big deal. But having even one keep down means if we see a team wipe, the game may end. So we're going to have to see Cloud9 play very defensively, very carefully here, and hopefully take some small victories before level 20 is reached by Tempo Storm, because when those Storm talents are up, things are going to get even worse.
I just don't know how on earth Cloud9 could come back from this. I guess all they can really do, if, for instance, here, try to take this mercenary camp, but more importantly, try to stay back and bait Tempo Storm into overextending. If they overextend, then you could possibly do a huge punishment, because at level 19, that's when you can really knock them out of the game for a long time, right? And then they can try to push back in. The only other problem, though, is that Tempo Storm really never lost any bit of their infrastructure. That's a lot of defense to chew your way through if you're Cloud9.
Oh, definitely a fact right there, Tasteless. Even if Cloud9 were to team wipe Tempo Storm right now, they wouldn't be able to finish the game. It's just, there's so much to get through. Some towers, the forts, the keeps. It's pretty crazy how well Tempo Storm has played this game. And now they're level 20. They have those very important Storm talents, and this is just getting harder and harder and harder for Cloud9.
You know, the distance between level 18 to level 20 and to level up there, it's a little while right now. So Tempo Storm is sitting very comfortably here. Continuing to just suck up all the map objectives possible and keep the pressure here on Cloud9. Cloud9 just staying in the back, which I think is exactly what they need to do. Don't go out too far. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. Also note that the shrines are going to activate in about 20 seconds here. And with the lanes this pushed in, it's pretty much impossible for Cloud9 to prevent the Dragon Knight from actually being taken.
Well, right now they did attack that keep. Was that an overcommittal? It doesn't look like it. Cloud9 not really able to do too much. They do force them off for the time being, but no real damage done to Tempo Storm here.
Yeah, Tempo Storm smartly backing up, saying to themselves they will have an easier opportunity when both shrines have been acquired. I will say Cloud9, by the way, did a good job keeping the top lane pushed out here. And we see already the top shrine being captured there. And this is a bit of a delay. You know, it's so risky to do that with Abathur, but I like it. I mean, if they make it work, then they can keep the rest of the four-man team down there, continuing to defend.
Yeah, indeed. You know, Fan is really on top of his Abathur play here today. He's seeing where Tempo Storm is at and utilizing the global presence of Abathur every single time he can. It's fantastic.
What's so cool about it, too, is that Abathur is most of the time, you know, especially at this phase of the game, tucked away somewhere in the base, right? Yeah. In your own base. So occasionally, yeah, you can sneak out, and nobody's looking for him then, right? So that's a great way to take that shrine.
Well, right now, more mercenary camps being captured. Leoric takes that top shrine as well. Tempo Storm continuing to do some strong rotations here as they do walk down. 4 of them together. Leoric is alone up on the top, though. And Fan, once again, man. He is unstoppable.
Pretty
on that
crazy
top
we made that
shrine.
happen twice there. So close. I mean, if he just gets hit once, that's it. He's gone. But really impressive play there. Now, both shrines have been captured, but Tempo Storm is in the middle of the map. And it takes a little bit to actually try to get the Dragon Knight. So all you do is poke him like we just saw there from Johanna.
All right, well, looks like Sonya trying to get it, and King Caffeine with the save right there, but will be enough to Butcher being taken out in a matter of seconds. Malfurion being targeted down quite a bit. K1 Pro actually going to the south, but they are going after Duck Train.
And now it's 3 heroes to 2. We see retreating back here. Oh, but hold that thought. At the very top, they're going to try to take the shrine at the very top. Is it going to be able to deny the Dragon Knight?
Oh, well, it looks like yes,
yeah, just barely. However, is the core protected, I guess, is the other question we got to ask ourselves here.
Indeed, and Jaina being taken out in a matter of seconds. King Caffeine is back. He denied the Dragon Knight, but can he deny his team's defeat? It is not looking like it. Tempo Storm just targeting down this core. It doesn't look like there's enough damage to stop him.
And it looks like game number 1 is going to go to Tempo Storm as the core goes down.